was down with the Lord. Nobody didn't know anything about these items. Nobody didn't know anything about no Puerto Rican flag. We know these things. That's the father of evil. You understand? Joseph knew the Lord. Joseph knew Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real heavy. Go and break it on them. Being in captivity, we need to understand that in our captivity, we should be humble. Yeah? Most high Christ.
I can get the article if you want it.
Yeah, please get the article. We're going into Ephraim. Let me reiterate. We're going into who the so-called Puerto Ricans are, according to the Bible. It's not according to man. It ain't according to me. It ain't according to the UPK. It's according to God. It's just that God is given Commanding General Yohana and ISUPK the understanding of these scriptures so we can bring them to you so you can read it yourself and validate what we're saying with the hopes of you coming out of your brainwash, out of this witchcraft, out of the lifestyle you living against the Lord, and be able to wash yourself clean of these things. First and foremost, we should know that we're in captivity. Right. This is our captivity. The things that we do or have learned are the things of our capital. I speak English. It's not my language. That's the language of the white man who enslaved my people. You speak Spanish. That's not your language. That's the language of the white, the conquistadors who came down here and enslaved your people. But we are not to be proud in our captivity. We are not to be proud and say, this is who I am. This is because who you are is made up. Right. Who you are. Somebody gave you your identity. Some man gave you your culture. When the Lord gave us our culture and our identity. Right. So let's bring the story up first. I want to hit the story about this because, man, we've been telling you about this church and how wicked it is. I'm going to keep on hammering down on this church and the wickedness in this church because you're not going to be able to change the church. But you can come out and change yourself. Like, we're looking to change the government. Like, our people think we can go on the inside of this world and change it by joining them and going into the world and changing their mind. But what actually happens is that you change. They the same. You ain't changed nothing. How many black people join the government with the idea of changing the government? Into some aspect of the government or some idea that they had. Maybe pure and right. It could have been right. But yet get into the government and then become wicked and turn their back and join and be seduced with the riches and all that stuff, and money and wealth and all that. Then before you know it, they really had what was somewhat right, did not pan out. They became something different. And that's what we got to understand. Let's get the story. Good. I'm gonna stop now. You got it?
All
right, go ahead.
Kirk Franklin calls out homophobia in the church.
Kirk Franklin, the gospel singer. He knew this for years, man. He knew this church for years was wicked. He knew for years how wicked this church was, and it was never addressed. Half of what he's doing is right, half of it is wicked as hell, because why? Okay, it's right that he says it's homosexuality in the church. But to cover it up for so long, man, act like that you're doing God's work and you singing for God and all that, you didn't got a lot of people going down the pathway of that evil place. Go ahead, Don.
Like he's advocating for homosexuality, sir.
Oh, he's advocating for them.
Yeah, it says Kirk Franklin calls out homophobia in the church, nothing to do with the Bible.
It has right, but he's saying that. What is he saying? He's calling it out like this is wicked and wrong, or is he saying, even though it has nothing to do with the Bible? What is he saying? Advocating for it?
I have the actual quote too, sir, which is heavy.
Go ahead, please.
Khan. Got it right here. Mm-hmm. He said he continued is that you have some LGBTQIA plus people that make decisions.
Just say the whole alphabet.
Khan.
My goodness. Go ahead.
People that make decisions that I have some close gay friends and who make decisions based on their interpretation of the Bible, and they live out their lives whether based on celibacy or whatever they choose to do, and they should have the right to do so.
And this is a misinterpretation of the Bible. Read that part again.
Khan. It says, I have some close gay friends who make decisions based on their interpretation of the Bible, and they live out their lives based on whether celibacy or whatever they choose to do, and they should have the right to do that. He further explained, we have to not weaponize the Bible to cover up a lot of our times our own homophobic views that have nothing to do with the Bible.
You see that? In other words, he used the Bible to say it's all right to be a homosexual and to cover up their wants, the thing that they want. They want to be gay, so they go in the Bible and find and say the Bible validates them being gay to cover up what they really want deep inside, which is a demon. You might give me Romans, the first chapter. That's what it is. A demon wants to live in these homosexuals and wants to populate it. And how does a spirit that you can't see populate? By making you feel okay about going against the Lord. By making you feel like God is all right with what we're doing. By acting like homosexuality is acceptable. By putting it on the goddamn TV show and the movies, and every place you look around, there's some more homosexual content. Old gay cartoon I just seen. Some old gay cartoon that just came out.
Right.
Some old show some old show on TV. It's a series where these women are lesbians and it's showing women how to be a lesbian. It's actually teaching women how to be lesbians. But that demon is fighting for ground. It wants to take ground. It wants to inhabit you. You understand? Okay. Go ahead, any more?
That was the gist of that.
Can you believe that? Using the Bible as a weapon to promote homosexuality. Promote, that type of lifestyle against the Lord. Read Romans 1:1 where it talks about 1:18, I think. What?
1:25.
1:25. This is the book of Romans. The one where look at this. That man was sitting on TV. He's sitting on another man.
He's sitting on TD Jakes' lap.
Can you believe that? Y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is gay. Right. This don't even, like, I can't even imagine sitting on another man's lap. That's gay as hell, man. But how can you humiliate yourself or bring yourself down so low that you'll do something like this and, you know what I mean, it don't bother you? It don't, your mind is not affected by that? Something's wrong with these people. Go ahead, read the scripture. This is Romans 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Who did this? Who changed God's truth into a lie? You're going to get into it, man. You're going to get into it. You're going to see that this white man changed the truth of God. This Catholic Church. this Roman Catholic Church that everybody learns from when they want to go and learn about God. They go into the church. Your church is a Roman Catholic church, or else it wouldn't have that Roman cross on it. What's it doing with the cross that represents Rome on your church? Because that's who is operating your church. That's who's teaching you. Who did this? Who changed God's truth into a lie? Read.
Oh God. And worship and serve the creature.
You worship it and serve the what?
Creature.
Keep going.
More than the creator.
More than the creator. You worshiping this creature. Who's the creature? The creature is something that is formed, something that's created. This creature is a created person that's doing the work of the devil on this earth. Who's the creature? The white man. What y'all mean? Why do you say that, Shabbat? The earth is given into that. You are worshiping this man in your church. Can't understand that? You can't understand the Catholic Church. Every religion that blacks and Hispanics join, they're on the bottom of those religions. Can you imagine that? All the nations got religion or institutions that their nation worships, right? Right. And when you join it, you become on the bottom. Who's in the Catholic Church? White man is the priest. It's his institution. Roman Catholicism. You got all the Mary is white. You got the white Jesus. You got the white babies. You got the white Santa Claus. And here's the Puerto Ricans and Latinos on the bottom trying to worship and serve the white man and getting walked on by the white man, getting enslaved by those idols. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the leader of the Catholic Church, the Pope, is white.
Pope is white. Pope means Papa. Call him Big Papa, like you did on the plantation. Papa. Pop. Call the white man Papa. We call him Papa. Fine. This is horrible, man. I'm gonna sum it up a little bit. I got 2 Puerto Rican sisters who work in my job, right? Both of them got white people. Both of them very white. Think that the people that have enslaved and then destroyed and then killed us, we would stay away from. We gravitate toward and hate our people. Hate the that look like us. That's what the Catholic Church is about. Why white people pushing it so hard? Give me some more.
Oh God. Who is blessed forever. Amen.
The Lord is blessed forever. You worship and serve a preacher who's about to come down horribly, rather than the Lord. Get on.
Verse 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection.
What is vile affection? Vile. What's a vile affection? What's something vile? Don't know it, but do you do? We will have to understand this Bible. We want to understand what is God talking about. He gave them up unto vile affection. Meaning, the Lord, back in the day, you do something wrong. And there was a hand that told you to stop doing what's wrong. There ain't no hand in there. You can go into all manner of wicked. You can do any wicked thing that your heart desires. Just know that the Lord, this punishment around the corner. You can do it. Why? The Lord gave you up to those vile affections. Go ahead, read what it says.
This is vile in the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. 1A. morally despicable or abhorrent.
You see that? Your morals are disgusting and pathetic and destroys you, your family, and everybody. Your morals, man. You are morally deprived, man. Time you want to look at this white man and want to be like him? You want to be like him. You look at his history, the history of him. You want to be like the nasty stinking Greeks. Vile. And here you are celebrating holidays and worshiping white people and taking on the spirit of white people. Give me some more. Give me some more in the Bible. Disgusting. Your morals are gone. You don't listen to the Lord, who is wise, who has wisdom. Read on.
1b. Physically repulsive.
Repulsive. Oh my God. Woman with another woman. That is disgusting, man.
Right.
That's disgusting. And it stink. And I don't even want to. Who hangs around people like that? If you want to befriend a woman and sleeps with other women, like that is what it does not want to correct her behavior. One thing you go out here being this disgusting, this sleeping around. You got men in the church sleeping with other people. Why are you sleeping with this? My gosh, man, you got to humble your. One man got to humble himself before another man and take the abuse of another man, and you know what I mean. That's supposed to be acceptable. Go ahead, read on. Give me some more.
Okay. 5. 2. Of little worth or account.
A little work. I mean, you just from there you start to spiral down, man. Get rock bottom, then suicide, drugs, everything imaginable that you can try to, you can try to make your life, your miserable life worth living. You'll be into because you don't, because you're morally deprived. Go back to go back to Romans the first chapter.
Okay. This book of Romans 1 verse 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection. For even their women did change the natural use.
Even the woman changed the natural use, read on.
Into that which is against nature.
Into that which is against nature. She went against the natural order of things by getting another woman and sleeping with another woman. That's unnatural. He did that. He's changed that. Why? Because this world is teaching you to change that. That's why God has it in the Bible that this was a vile affection. Read on.
Verse 27. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
The natural use of a woman is a man supposed to have sex with a woman. Not no goddamn man, not no goddamn dog, not no in order, man. The way the Lord laid it down. Hell, you think you more wise than the Lord who created marriage and all that? Who created life? Who created the things you see around you? Who gave you children? Who gave you a family? You think you're smarter than the Lord? Get on.
Burn in their lust.
Burn in their lust. Meaning this is a vile thing. That lust is so consuming. It has you walking around looking to fulfill your desires as a lifestyle. You have a lifestyle you live a homosexual lifestyle. You always on the prowl for gay love in your life. Go outside, you can't control yourself. The Lord knows how to treat a person like that.
Okay. One toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
Unseemly. Not right. Disgusting. Look at this. Read on.
And receiving in themselves.
And receiving. They received something for this vile act they did. They received something. They want to do things against God. Oh, they received what?
That recompense.
That repay. Read it for what they're doing. Read on. They want to promote it. They want to promote homosexuality. That shows you it's a demon.
Right.
Because that demon is going to cause you to receive a punishment which is ultimately death, man. The wages of sin is death. A demon just wants to kill you, man.
Right.
It's fighting to take you out of here. You know, receiving in itself the recompense, what?
Of their error.
Of their error, we don't want.
Which was meat.
Which is right. Want to do with that vile act? You know what I mean? Well, when you get what you get, don't say nothing. Punishment you deserve, man. What got punishment for people that do things against them, man? Or else, you can just walk around and do whatever you want, and God would just accept any goddamn thing. Wouldn't be no death, would it? No. Go to the one in where he said he killed them, one in the law, Leviticus. Okay. I think it's 18, is it?
20 and 13?
20 and 13, yeah, that's it.
Come.
I believe that's the one.
This is the book of Leviticus.
Leviticus 18. That shows you who you can sleep with. And not only there's about this thing like this homosexual business, but the Lord has laws on who you can sleep with to keep order in your family.
Right.
Keep order on this earth. Not sleeping with animals, sleeping with little boys. If you're a homosexual, where does it stop? Because sleeping with little boys is going to be acceptable because homosexuals, that's what promotes homosexuality. That's how they procreate. They can't have babies, but that demon wants to live, wants to take you out. Where's it gonna go? And that little boy that was molested, or that little girl that was molested or raped or whatever. That's where it goes, man. And it takes it lives in that point.
I had
got it where you wanted to say you put it together.
Oh, that was Ibad has that one. I have the one that you was talking about, Leviticus 18 and 22.
Okay, hold that. Yeah, I think that's it. What does it say at the end? Put to death? Shall be surely put to death?
That's the one Ibad has.
Okay, read on Ibad.
Oh God. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13.
That's it. Okay, go ahead.
If a man also lies with mankind.
If a man lies with mankind, his kind, read on.
As he lieth with a woman.
As he's supposed to lie with a woman. Read on.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
That's an abomination before the Lord. Both of them. The giver and the receiver. Both have committed an abomination. You know? You got some men to think because they're not received, they're not the one that's taken, that they're not homosexual or something. Now you're a homosexual. Yeah. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with your mind, the way you think. Both of them what? We don't.
Oh God. They shall surely be put to death.
They shall surely what?
Be put to death.
God said they should surely be put to death in the Bible. God does not let that wickedness live. But says in the Bible. Right. And give me the last one. Does anyone want that? Okay. Keep going.
Their blood shall be upon them.
Their blood shall be upon them. What? You mean to tell me there's a disease that attacks your blood? Kills homosexuals? Man, that's deep. Because in the Bible. Homosexuality is wrong, man. Homosexuality is a demon. You got to find that brother and sister. You know what I mean? Let the white man be a homosexual. Let the other nation be a homosexual. You can't be a homosexual.
Right.
Go ahead, anymore? Who else got one? You got the other one?
Con. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22.
Here's the law. You know,
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
It is an abomination. It's telling you all the different abominations that I think 18 chapters, but you can, you know, different who you can sleep, who you can sleep with. It goes into it. You know, goes and lays down. You want that? That's it?
That's it, sir.
Okay. All right, so any questions before we head to Joshua? Let's do it. Let's get to it. Joshua 16. Let's go.
This is the book of Joshua, 16, verse 1.
Let me tell you something, man. Oh, man. Go ahead, Joshua. Y'all know I 400 years. Promised land to our people in captivity. But we was looking for that land, right? We was waiting for the land to go into the land that the Lord promised your forefathers. Because why? Your forefathers. Why? Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, when the Lord came and promised them, their seed shall be, this and that, the land, all that, inhabit the land. Okay. You come into the wilderness, 400 years, you come out of Egypt into the wilderness. The Lord taking care of us. He gave us manna from heaven. He gave us the quails, remember the quails? Quails, because we wanted meat. He brought us into he brought us into the land, and we defeated the people in the land because why? Judgment was to come down on the inhabitants of the land by your hand. That's why the Lord said this about they got a song where the saints go marching in. And they know the saints will bring judgment on the earth. But judgment was to go down by your hand. Here's what we know we did where we messed up. We did not obey God's will. We went to the land and cleared it out. And the people of the land did not. So I just want to tell you, of course, that were adamant about staying on that land. We supposed to wipe that land clear of those people. Because you know what happened? You will see all about the cake, serving the Baal and all this, and all the gods of the Canaanites, and all that come up and bite us in the tail. Was why? You did not obey the Lord. That's heaven. And you don't obey God. Let's read about it. This is Joshua 16 and 1.
Okay. This is the book of Joshua, 16, verse 1. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east.
Now you gotta appreciate this. And last night, there's things that I said I not bring out, and I really want to bring them out, but it's Joseph's turn right now. It's Ephraim and Manasseh's turn. So, you know what I mean? That's for another time. The lot, you gotta have respect of how this was going down. You gotta have respect to how the priests, Joshua, and them rolling that dice, determining the boundaries of the land. And by doing that, the Lord was speaking to them on how where the land was supposed to be, where the lines of the land were drawn. But God decided that, not man. Go ahead, give me some more.
Oh God. Unto the water of Jericho on the east.
So give me the map. We got the map on Ephraim and Manasseh. Let's get the map. Let's go to the map. We gotta get the geographical area on where the Lord is talking about. And because the names have changed, you're gonna have to do some research. It's a little hard. Take your time. Go through it. If I can do it, you can do it. Right. You got to understand where the Lord is talking about and what He is, where the lines are to appreciate what happens in the future on this land. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Read on. Give me some more.
Okay. To the wilderness that go up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel.
Mount Bethel. So now he's talking about the wilderness that goes from Jericho. Well, I don't know. Y'all probably can't see it. It used to be it was like big bright blur. See it?
Yeah, I mean, nah, I made it big. Okay. I made it big so they can see.
Just leave it up. Yeah, cut. Okay, right. Wow.
Go.
So now, you look. Go ahead, read some more.
Okay, verse 2. And going out from Bethel to Luz, and passing along unto the borders of Archie.
So now, the Lord is specifically giving you the boundaries of this land. Very important. Because the Lord is being very specific in where He put the bounds in your land. Meaning, this belongs to you. You are responsible of holding this area down. We don't.
To Atarah.
To Atarah.
Verse 3. And going down westward to the coast of Japhalati, unto the coast of Beth-horon, the nether, and to Gaza, and the going out thereof are at the sea. Verse 4. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance.
So Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. What verse is that?
I'm on verse. That's verse 4, so I'm on verse 5.
Okay. But now here's the thing about Manasseh. Remember, Manasseh on the east side was given to the brother, the descendant of Manasseh. I can't think of the chapter. But on the east side, the warrior clan was given to God, the son of Manasseh, that was the warrior, was given that land. Over there was Gad and Reuben, Gad the tribe of Manasseh, right? On the west side, across the Jordan, you want to see Manasseh receive the rest of their inheritance, which is in the promised land. So here's the thing.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, but I think it's we'll go with that right now. What do I say? Now you remember the three tribes wanted their land before we crossed the Jordan. It was not in the promised land, but Moses allotted them to get that land because they saw that it was beautiful. It was good for their flocks. Remember that? It was good for their flocks. It was a goodly land. But what's the problem with that?
They're not with the rest of Israel.
There you go. Meaning this. It's beautiful, it's a good land, but it's not the land that the Lord is not across the Jordan where the Lord wanted us to be. But they made special provisions to give Ephraim, Gad, Reuben, and half of Manasseh the land, Moses, so they're over there. Now they run into problems when wars break out because they are away from the rest of the tribes. You understand? When they come, you'll see, we'll go into a little bit you'll see how they come in, out of 9 tribes in the captivity. Awesome. Let's go on.
Okay. Verse 5. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their family, was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was at Taroth Adam, unto Beth Horon, the upper. Verse 6. And the border went out toward the sea to Mikmalbeth on the north side. And the border went out eastward unto the Anna, to Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. Verse 7.
Let me tell you something. If we was dependent on the Lord, we was dependent on the Lord in the wilderness. We're going to see how when we got our land, that dependency, the Lord wants you to continue.
Right.
He wants you to be dependent on Him. Because of the things you see in the world, but because He's your God, He's your power. Read on.
Verse 7. And it went down from Janohah to Ataroth, and to Naarah, and came to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. Verse 8. The border went out from Tappuah westward unto the river Kanah.
Okay. Keep going.
And the goings out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families.
By their families. Very important. Now you got Ephraim, the borders explained by the Lord. Where Ephraim's land there was a lot to them as a tribe. Ephraim and Manasseh had a close relationship with each other because they were brothers. Y'all know the story of Ephraim and Manasseh. Joseph, they were born in Egypt, and Jacob blessed them as and adopted them as his son.
Right.
So now they're getting the inheritance of as the rest of the tribe get. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So where we at? Verse what?
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the heritage of the children of Manasseh.
And what?
And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh.
Ephraim had inheritance in Manasseh. What you said. So they had cities in Manasseh, as well as their allotted appointed area. Amazing. That's amazing. Why? Because it was the line or whatever you want to say that went through the tribe. Because you want to see all the northern tribes are connected. So something came through and went all the way through all the rest of the tribes that were connected up in the north.
Mm-hmm.
Follow what I'm saying? All right. Give me a little bit more.
All the cities with their villages. Verse 10. And they drave not out the Canaanites.
And they did what?
Drave.
Drave not or drove. They did not drive out the Canaanites. There's a saying that I think it's drave. I'm not. It's drave, meaning the same thing as drove. They did not drive them out.
Not out.
We're going to find out a big, big problem. This is a big problem right here. Same thing with Judah. Judah went and did not do what the Lord said. There are some of them Hamites in that land. And so did Ephraim. We know.
Okay. And they drave not out the Canaanites.
They drave not out the Canaanites,
that dwelt in Gaza.
Yeah, Gaza, right?
Okay.
They see right there. I'll point to it.
But the Canaanites dwelt among the Ephraimites unto this day.
There you go. Ooh, big problem right there. Ephraim's culture. It is mixed up with African culture. Bad, right now. What's the thing called Santeria? That's that African. Right here, this is what happens when you go amongst these other nations. Right. You start accepting their culture as yours, and then the Lord get angry and punish. You understand? African culture, that worshiping white people, that African culture, them idols, those idols. You see that Puerto Rican flag? Somebody look up to me the history of the Puerto Rican flag. Check this out. And I do a look. Look up there, find out. We should, and find out the history of it. What does it do? I said, well, just look it up. But all those items are the things that, even though when you see a so-called Ephraimite, a so-called Puerto Rican, they're I'm Puerto Rican, this and that. Yeah, but you don't understand. You don't understand. That's not your culture. It's like meat. It's not our culture. You don't understand. You speaking the language of another man. Look at that. See it for me. See the Puerto Rican flag. You don't understand the things going on. You know what I mean? So get that point. That's we'll move on a little bit. But this one too is a good also, you know about the history of Job. Wait, that's Jeroboam. This is Jeroboam. Jeroboam said, "These are your gods." He didn't want the northern tribe to come down to Jerusalem to celebrate. I know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead, y'all. What about that? But he didn't want. He made idols for them to keep them up into the northern kingdom, and not come down. Why? Jerusalem was the place that you were supposed to go to, but to celebrate the high holy. In order to keep hold of one of the tribes, he did not want them unless they would have a change of heart. What?
I want to say 1 Kings, 12th chapter.
I gotta hear it. It might be. He said, "These are your gods." Any questions online?
No questions online, yes, sir.
Okay, no sweat. Take your time. Sweet. Any questions in the room? Let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, you got the one I was looking for?
1 Kings. Okay, this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and verse 20. I'm going to start at verse 27.
Go ahead.
This is the book of, 26. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and verse 26. And Jehoram said in his heart.
Jeroboam. Now here's the situation. Jeroboam was the heir of Solomon. And Jeroboam was like a prince of in Ephraim. He was like the head cat in the tribe of Ephraim. You know.
I'm going to start at verse 25.
You got blacks, and this Puerto Ricans, so-called Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
God, this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shittim and Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and he went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even to Rehoboam, king of Judah.
You see that? Oh, wait a minute. What is he saying right now? What is he saying? What is he saying? What is he saying? This is Jeroboam was from the tribe of Ephraim. Y'all know that.
Right.
And Jeroboam said what? Wait.
Yeah, about good. Jeroboam saying that the people go, the northern kingdom goes down to Jerusalem, you know what I mean? Goes down to Jerusalem, they're going to turn back to the Most High.
They go down to Jerusalem to give sacrifice and to worship the Lord. Then they're like, whoa, what are they going to do? We shouldn't be like this. Jeroboam's like, no. I did. Keep my people going down into why? Jerusalem is where Judah is. He was between Judah and Ephraim. Right. Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Judah was Rehoboam was the heir of Solomon. He was Solomon's son, who was supposed to got the and after Solomon died, was passed down to Rehoboam. And Rehoboam said, "My kingdom gonna be greater than Solomon. Let me build a greater kingdom. I'm gonna put them to work harder." And he got counsel from young men. He got the older men like, nah. Older men like, let's talk something, you know what I mean? But he was like, he wanted the counsel from young men. Right. I believe I'm paraphrasing on the top of my head. He wanted the young men that he rolled with. He listened to them. No, man, put them to work. Put them to work. Let's make our kingdom great. They did that, man, and it caused, by him listening to those young, getting the counsel from these men that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. You know what I mean? The other tribe, it's like separate. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, sir, was Jeroboam the same king that when him and the king of Judah went out, I forget who they went out against, but I believe Rehoboam was the king of Judah at the time, was disguised as the king of Israel. And the heathen saw him and let him pass and then killed Jeroboam. Or was that two other kings of Judah?
Remember that exact one? You got to pull it up. Pull it up right now. It's not dogging me. But okay, so let's go on. Let's read a little bit more.
Khan. Even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go up again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto
what? He made 2 calves of gold. He took counsel and said, listen, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. They made 2 calves of gold. Read on.
And made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods.
Behold, these are your gods. Idols. Why? You can have 2 calves, but when you start worshiping them, that become an idol. Now you take away from the Lord. The way the things that the Lord said to you. So that you worship and use. My word, that's the scriptures. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this was the evil thing to do before the Lord. Very evil.
Right.
And the Lord calls them to be taken into captivity, but by the Syrians. Here they come. They'll tell you something. White man stepping right on your doorstep, meaning what? The Lord, and something we have done, the Lord hates, to put us in the captivity. Because just the same way that the Lord took the 9 tribes into captivity, the same way we went into captivity as the Babylonians and the different empires. You know.
Which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Khan. And he set the one in Bethel and the other he put in Dan.
So he put one in Bethel and one in Dan. Read.
Khan, verse 30. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before one, even unto Dan.
See that? Know what happened? rest of that story. I was bringing that up. All the idols, man. You know what I'm saying? What angers the Lord, man. Stop these things, man. Right. You gotta do what the Lord says, not what man. You got the history on that flag? That's an idol. That's an idol. She worship. That ain't of the Lord. Ain't no Lord make the Lord didn't tell you that. Read that in the Bible. Read.
Okay. This is the flag of Puerto Rico in Wikipedia. The origins of the current flag of Puerto Rico, adopted by the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico in 1952.
1952 was adopted. Go ahead.
Can be traced to 1868.
We trace back to 1868. Go ahead.
When the first Puerto Rican flag, the revolutionary flag of Lares, was conceived by Dr. Raymond Emeterio Bentensis.
Okay.
And embroidered by Mariana Brazos de Ori.
The current flag. So it was conceived by some man, and then some woman went and designed it. Made it. Go ahead.
This flag was used in the short-lived Puerto Rican revolt against Spanish rule in the island.
It was used in the revolt against Spanish rule. Why are you going to revolt against it? Okay, I understand. Against the white man that adopt his culture. You call yourself, if you want to really revolt against the white man ruler, revolt against his culture. Them calling you a Puerto Rican. Right. Revolt against that language and the gods that you serve. That his religion. Catholicism, which is heavy in the world. You think Mary is white? You think these are black people. Jesus Cristo is Negro, no Blanco, man. Look, he looks poquito of Spanish. Yeah. Real fight, man. These people don't look like you. Why worship something? Why? Give me the idea of worshiping somebody that looks totally different from you. You know what I mean? You would let your woman worship somebody totally different than you. That goddamn, you don't look like nothing to her. That's what I think. Your kids worship somebody totally different from you. Then how do you look in the eye? Because you ain't the person that they worship. This man is God. Who is you? That's a something. No, man, we got to come out from these religions and do what the Lord. If we come out from these religions, we'll be boss over the people that want to push these religions. Right. It's when you join these religions, you on the bottom. You on the bottom of religion. The white man ruling over religion, calling the shots, and you get oppressed and don't understand why these things are happening to you. That's great. Let's go back now. Okay.
This is the book of Joshua, verse 16 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
The Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day, and serve under tribute.
Verse 7. The Canaanites serve under tribute. But what? What was happening right here? What they do to the Canaanites? Go ahead.
They conquered them, but they let them still stay in the land and pay them.
Right, make them servants. They make them servants, right? Why? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Why conquer these people and let some of them stay in the land and servants? That's an easy question. What is it? Anybody online? Joseph had Shechem. Look, man, y'all hear about the what's the land where I think I'm gonna hold off on saying that. But anybody answer my question? Why would you use somebody as a servant? Why did America use you as a servant?
Build up the kingdom.
To get rich, Negro! 400 years of free labor. They the richest people on the face of the earth. You done built there, you make this kingdom great. Ephraim wanted to get rich. Ephraim wanted to use the slaves. But they didn't understand how it was going to affect their kids, their children, and how these actors don't give up their culture like you do.
Right.
Like them Africans, one day them Africans said, we won't stay in this land. We're gonna hold on to our God. He ain't gonna change. And all that warfare, all that killing of them Hamites kept their God. Ephraim, of course, Ephraim, Aparia means fruitful, right? Hold that where we at. Go to Genesis 49, where it talks about Ephraim.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 22.
Of course,
Joseph is a fruitful bow.
Hold on, what does it mean? Joseph is a fruitful bow. Remember, he called his sons together and told them what will befall them in the last day. It says Joseph is a fruitful bow. What's that? What does that mean? What's a bow? Wait.
A branch.
Tree. Like a bow. He's a fruitful tree. That's what Ephraim means. He is fruitful. Apaya means fruitful. You know what I mean? Joseph is a fruitful tree. Read on.
Even a fruitful bow by a well.
Even one by a well. When you look at the land of Ephraim, they wouldn't buy no well in that land. In the land of their inheritance, it's talking about the last days, them being on that island. They're fruitful, and then even by a well. Read on.
Whose branches run over the wall.
The branches of Joseph run over the wall. What does that mean? It's very simple. It's very hard. Anybody online want to take a stab at it? What's the wall? What's the branch? What's the branch? That's right. Give my hand. The branches are their children. Why? Because the roots plant here. But as the tree grows and the branches, what's the wall for? What is a gate or a wall? Protection. For protection. Keep people out. Right? This tree's branches go over the wall. So it's very talking about building this damn food. Talking about building a wall, right? With people. So-called Issachar out. That's what they wanted to do. That's what he planned on doing anything. But this branch is imagine if Trump built a wall but the people that he's trying to keep in, branches go over the wall. What does that mean? I just gave it to you. Go ahead.
The children of Ephraim would be among other nations.
They would go and join other nations. They're not going to stay in the land that that they in. Meaning their children are going to go out, and this is a prophecy about Ephraim. Ephraim going to go and join himself to other people. Now, I mean, we don't.
God, verse 23. The archers have sorely grieved him.
The archers are the conquistadors, right? Give me the one where it says, archers have grieved him. Man. Who's the archer? The conquistadors, right? Yeah. When you killed and, saw Ephraim, I gotta get this. Do me a favor. Have my bag right there. Archers and agreed. I mean, they shot at Ephraim and enslaved Ephraim and brought their culture, their language. I think it's they came over there, man, and did Ephraim some type of terrible war. They came over. Oh, come on, sit there. Give me some more.
God. And shot at him and hated him. Verse 24.
Hold on.
But his bow was both strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hand of the mighty God of Jacob.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I got it, sir.
Got it. Pull that up real quick, please. Now read that part again.
The archers have sorely grieved him.
The archers are the people that come to oppress, to enslave, oppress, push their way on you, and because of you being oppressed and you believe you can be free, your oppression is so hard. Now check this out. So dire. The way you think to relieve your oppression is to become closer to the archers. Join the archers. And that is going to make you even worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to compound your condition.
Right.
Archers, read on some more.
God. And shot at him. And hated him.
And hated him. They hate you, man. Why? Because the white man hates blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. Why do you think we're in the condition we're in? Because they love you, all that building and all that slavery, and you still ain't got nowhere. All that loving white people, and you still ain't got nowhere. You're still in the ghettos. You're still in the barrios. You still on the reservations.
Right. Verse 24. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hand of the mighty God.
No, they can see the screen.
Oh, they can see.
Yeah. Remember, they can't. They can see the.
I'm gonna say, oh,
that's a lie. That's a lie. I'll say mine too. Salaki.
Let's go to Hosea. Because we got to get Hosea. Y'all got, oh man. Listen, God says in Hosea, we don't get that. Go ahead, criticism, please.
But his bow abode in strength.
But his bow abode in strength. You know,
and the arms of his hand were made.
I should tell you something else. Ephraim was known as fruitful, but numbers don't mean nothing to the Lord if you ain't going to the will of the Lord. Like, our numbers dwindled, man. Think about how many people we had at one time. Down to what, 10%? 10, 11, 12%, something like that?
Cool.
One time I think it was like that 30, 20 something percent or something like that. Like our numbers have dwindled, man. Satan working his thing, he's working. You know.
And the arms of his hands were made strong by the hand of the mighty God of Jacob.
The God of Jacob, man. That's where your strength is, man. I didn't know man creation and all that. Let's read it this way. Oh, let's get Hosea, the 13th chapter, I think it is. I want to pull this up real quick because I don't want to man, I think it's Hosea 13th chapter.
Ephraim?
Yeah. I think it's 13 and I don't know what verse it is. It's in, I think it's 16. I want to say 16. Somebody read Hosea 13.
This is the book of Hosea, 13 verse 16. Samaria shall become desolate.
That's it. But I think it's okay. That's the start. Stop right here.
For she has.
Stop. Hold on. Stop right here. Let's read this real quick. Hold it up. Just hold it. Let's read this right here. This is called a tahino. Let me tell you something about tahino. Tahino is what the Spaniards called the inhabitants of the land. Called them tahino. It's a mispronunciation of good, I think it's something. I have to look it up. But it's a mispronunciation of the word good. The so-called Puerto Ricans call themselves Boricua. Means Lord of the land or something. I remember Lord of the land or something like that. Lord of the land, or which is a name that they gave themselves. Another word. All right, so let's read this right here. Tell the title.
Come. The Taino genocide.
That's the name of this title of this right here. Let's read a little bit about it.
Come, sir.
Happened from 1492
to
1518. Is where the Spanish wiped out most of the Taino, in parentheses, Arawaks, the native people of the Northern Caribbean, present-day Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas. Columbus himself set it in motion and always saw it till 1500. Let me tell you something, man. When that bastard Columbus came into the islands, he brought his priests. He brought them priests on the island. He wanted to brainwash those priests, the people of the island with their religion. You got to remember, when they came out with this new religion called Christianity, during the period. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll say, okay. A little bit of history. I know about the different, what do you call it? Where they came together and decided. What was it called? Right around the time of Renaissance. Oh, man. That was some got together, councils, the different councils they had. They got together and said, we're going to make Christ white. They never had sex. They got together and decided what they were going to teach in present day Christianity and Roman Catholicism. They got together and decided this. So now, then the Renaissance period got happened. Give you a brief lesson. The Renaissance period came when they painted everything white. White Leonardo, what's his name? Da Vinci. And all of them. Painting everything white. Now they're coming down and looking to enslave you spiritually into worshiping them. This is all done by white people. No present day Christian church comes out of this mindset. I mean, the Roman Catholic Church, of course, are promoting your Christian church. They are the fathers of your Christian church. You understand? And so, when they came to this island, they brought their priests. The priests to seduce the people of the island to worship white people. You know.
According to the one estimate, genocide and disease wiped out 3 million of the 3.5 Taínos.
3.5 million Taínos. Damn. That's a lot of death, man. You know, a white man was on the killing spree. Because why? That's how it takes root. Once you get killed, you kill, and then people that's left submit. Then they teach their kids to submit. And then as they grow in population, they're underneath spiritually your religion, what you want to promote. They're intimidated by you. We don't.
85%. Most were already dead when smallpox arrived in 1518.
That is insane.
Columbus noticed 2 things about the Taínos.
Columbus noticed these 2 things about the Taínos. We don't.
They wore gold jewelry.
You know.
Their most advanced weapon was the spear. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want.
Columbus saw riches. Let me tell you something. Fame and I want to say Italy, they were going through financial lack of finances. Meaning they were at war with other countries. So they're looking for the gold. Columbus stumbles on this and knows that this is Israel. A lot of documentation on that. We don't.
Columbus made La Tahina, the land of Tainos, into a living hell.
Columbus made La Tahina, the land of the Taínos, into a living hell. It went way beyond just simply killing those who fought Spanish rule. Sound familiar? You fight against them, they kill and murder you, and then there's no more fighting. Now their way of life takes place. Now you grow up not knowing that you're under them spiritually. You think that you are who you are because you feel good about your culture. But you don't know the ramifications of what took place to get you to submit to their culture, and now, because you're the people of God, you know what I mean, their culture is, you don't even understand what's going on. Let's read some more.
It went beyond killing and simply killing those who fought Spanish rule. The Spanish had the Tainos grilled.
They had the Tainos what?
Grilled.
They grilled them. The same. It's sick mind. We don't.
Cut up to pieces like sheep.
Cut up into pieces like sheep. Sheep. You know.
Run down by hunting dogs and torn to pieces. Strung up and burned alive, 13 at a time.
In memory of what?
In memory of Jesus and his 12 disciples. Apostles.
In memory of Jesus. Why did they say that? Why? Why did they say that? Read the last part again.
In memory of Jesus and his 12 apostles.
Strung up and burned alive, 13 at a time. In memory of Jesus and his 12 apostles. But these are black people, right? Saying plain and simple, man. They knew who these people were. But they would have said, we come them and burn them like they don't say that about other nations, like Jesus and his 12 disciples. You know.
Khan. They even killed women and children, even babies.
Wow, they don't give a damn about your babies. They kill them. All this, care about your baby. You can't expect another nation to care about your baby. See, abortion. Abortion is your judgment on your judgment because of your wicked life on somebody else. Because you wicked and your thoughts are wicked, you put judgment on somebody that ain't, that the Lord decided you to have and to bring into this earth and to watch over. You put judgment on that. That's wicked, man.
Khan. The Spanish threw babies against the rocks and into rivers.
You know what I'm saying? When they see them dash their head into the rocks or whatever. Where it says that in David. I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, I believe.
Come.
You know.
And laughed.
They hate these people. They hate you, man. Love them. We love them and worship them. Like they supposed to, like they got to like you. They like you. As soon as you stop working for them, you will see how much they like you. They like you as long as they get that money and get your allegiance. You ain't got they give them no problem and worshiping them. As soon as you stop smoking them drugs and stop eating that pork and stop being like hoes and obeying the Lord, you will see how much the enemy you got on your hands. We don't.
They cut off pieces of Tainos for entertainment.
That's crazy. We don't.
They cut off their heads for practice. They rape women and girls.
They worship them. Well, they ain't got to rape. They gravitate towards them. They gravitate towards white people more than their own damn man. You a Puerto Rican man, you want a Puerto Rican sister. She was some damn white man. No.
And brought back syphilis to Europe. They even raped the wife of a king. The Spanish were kinder to their animals than the Tainos.
The Spanish or Spaniards, what?
Kinder to their animals than to the Tainos. If a Taino killed a Spaniard, the Spanish killed 100 Tainos in return.
See that? And that goes in the scripture. Kill them white people. 10 times I'm going to paraphrase. But back to you kill a white person. There's a time for you to enact vengeance on them to stop you to change. And then, all hell will be broken. breaking loose on this earth. Is that it? Go down some more.
Read some more of this.
They killed They killed Zion. Even those who brought them food and gifts. Try to be kind to these damn devils. They don't give a damn about that. Some more on that. It's a lot on that. But let's go back to John. This is
Okay. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 17, verse 1. There was, oh wait, stop, you went back to Genesis.
So Joshua, who was left off?
Salah. You wanted Hosea.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hosea?
Hosea 13.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me Hosea 13.
Okay.
16.
Oh. Okay. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 13, verse 16. Samaria shall become desolate, for she has rebelled against her God.
You see that? Samaria is the capital of Ephraim in the northern kingdom. Samaria was the capital. The Lord and Hosea is prophesying that Samaria will be desolate because she rebelled against her God. Who's her God? There wasn't no idols. Go ahead.
Oh, that whole chapter is good, sir.
Yeah, I know it.
Especially read verse 1, 13 and 1.
Read it for me. It's about Ephraim.
God, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 13, verse 1. When Ephraim spake trembling, he exalted himself in Israel. But when he offended in Baal, he died.
Yeah.
Verse 2. And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silver and idols according to their own understanding.
To your understanding, not to the Lord's. Not that the Lord told you to do. The symbols, the flag, the Puerto Rican flag. I'm Puerto Rican, and you proud. It's proud in your captivity. You're proud of the idols that you got in captivity.
Right.
When you should be proud of the Lord, man. The things of the Lord. You should be proud of Passover. You should be proud of when Joseph gave the coat to Jacob in many colors. I can imagine that coat, man. He was proud, man. His father looked at Joseph, who is Ephraim. He looked at Joseph and like, man, this guy is special. You know, he understands. He's down with the Lord. Probably had fringes on that coat. Could imagine, man, you know what I mean? But Jacob, old man. Jacob was like, what, was he in his 90s or something like that? 80s, 90s?
Okay.
Jacob was up in age. And he said Ephraim was the son of his older age, meaning the son of his he got old. This boy that he was proud of. You always have, you got children. One child makes you more proud than another child. Y'all know that. There ain't no such thing as everything like people want to believe. But go ahead, read on.
All of it the work of the craftsmen. They say of them, let the men that sacrifice kiss the calves. Verse 3.
You see that? The work of the craftsmen. Somebody just like we read earlier, the brother had the idea of image that came in his mind. Some lady sat down there and made the image that he had in his mind, and now it's all over there. We don't.
God, therefore they shall be as the morning cloud, and as the early dew that passeth away, as the child that is driven with the whirlwind out of the floor, and the smoke out of the chimney.
When you said, go down to where we stopped off. You want to skip down for time's sake. You got to get a little bit more into this chapter. Go ahead.
Samaria shall become desolate.
No, Samaria shall become desolate. Meaning the Lord is tired of this. I'm going to destroy Samaria, which is the capital of Ephraim. You know,
of God. For she has rebelled against her God.
She's in rebellion. You know,
they shall fall by the sword.
They shall
fall by the sword.
That's what the Lord. Gonna be nice, kind, and not think that the Lord only just loves kissing you on the cheek. Everything you do, God says it should fall by the sword. Grieve them. God sent them archers in there. We don't.
Oh God. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces.
God. And tell you this doesn't. It's from the Lord. I didn't say this doesn't. Read it. It shall be dashed to pieces. What did it say? Go back up. It said when they killed the babies.
Carl.
Pull it down some. Baby. Yeah, they killed even women, children, even babies. Read that scripture again.
Oh God. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces.
Keep going.
And their women.
The Spaniards threw babies against rocks and into rivers and land. The Spaniards,
and their women with child shall be ripped up.
And they did that plan. That's the scripture. Huh? That's exactly what happened. How they cut open the women's belly and took the child and played soccer with the baby, kicked the baby down there, took the fetus out the woman's stomach. This one.
That was the verse, sir.
Okay, that's it. That. Okay. How do we revert? Let's go back to Joshua.
Okay. This is the book of Joshua, 17, verse 1. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh.
Okay, so now, the Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, see, this is inheritance on the west side, right? Or the east side, I'm sorry. East side. Which we talked about a couple of chapters before when Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh got their land. Machir was a warrior. And his son was given that land because for protection. They didn't just put people on the land. They wanted a warrior tribe out there because why? They're going to be surrounded by the enemy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you had Gad, who's already known for warfare. You got Manasseh, Machir, and his warrior tribe. He was known so much so that he didn't even receive the inheritance. His children received it.
Okay. The father of Gilead, because he was.
And Reuben, and Reuben, who, of course, Reuben technically is still a white man right now. Reuben don't give him for nothing. Reuben is Seminole Indian.
Because he was a man of war. Wherefore he had Gilead and Bashan. Verse 2. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh.
So now, here's a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh.
By their families. For the children of Abiezer.
Abiezer? I think there's somewhere I can. Go ahead.
And for the children of Elek. And for the children of Azriel. And for the children of Shechem. And for the children of Hefer. And the children of Shemitah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. Okay. But now, go ahead. By their families.
So now, Manasseh on the east side is about to get there on the west side. About to get their inheritance. You got some of Manasseh across the Jordan And then you got some of them in the promised land. Read on.
Okay, verse 3. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no son.
So now you got a brother that was supposed to get an inheritance, but he didn't have son. He died with no sons. Read.
But daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Malach, and Noah, and Haglah, Micah, and Tirzah.
So now, he had 5 daughters. These will get inheritance. The other 4, how many of them? Was 5 that got 5 that got inheritance? That we read the names previously. They get an inheritance, but this brother didn't have any son. So his inheritance, this is very important to understand, because the Lord said this in the law, that if a man dies and has no son, that his daughters get the inheritance. I want to read on that. So they're going to get an inheritance. He's going to get an inheritance. But what their daughters can't do is take their inheritance and marry outside their tribe.
Right.
So to keep the integrity of the tribe. You know, one tribe is real huge, but all the damn land and everything, and another tribe putting away. So to keep the integrity, if you bury within that tribe, or if you bury outside of that tribe, then the inheritance passed down.
Right.
Let's go and read some more.
Verse 4. And they came near before Eleazar the priest.
And they came near to Eleazar the priest. Why? Well, they wanted an inheritance because their father should get an inheritance. Read on.
And before Joseph, the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father.
The priests gave them an inheritance among their father. Very important. All right, give me, I think it's Numbers 27 chapter. Read that. What it was.
Book of Numbers, chapter 27, and verse 1. Then came the daughter of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the name of his daughters: Malach, Noah, Haglah.
Same story. They were much younger here. Right. They were much younger when they approached Moses about this. Now you see them coming to the priest, what we just read. Right. And the priest, knowing that Moses said this was right, gave them their inheritance. Read on.
Micah and Tirzah. Verse 2. They stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes of all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our fathers.
They all before each other. Read on.
Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah.
He was not against the Lord. Come up and join the men that rose up against Moses and the Lord and what the Lord said. He didn't die. He didn't join them. He died in the wilderness.
But died in his own sin and had no sons.
And had no son.
Why should the name of our father be done away from his family? Because he have no son. Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father.
Should the name of our father be wiped out because he had no boys? Died in the wilderness. He wasn't with those that went away. He just died in whatever the Lord took him for. Read on.
Verse 5. And Moses brought their case before the Lord.
In the wilderness, everybody 20 and over died in that wilderness. Because the Lord said, I'm going to bring your children into life. Now you hear the children of this brother before Moses. We don't.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
This is what the Lord said, read.
The daughters of Zelophehad speak right.
But they say it's right. You know,
Thou shalt surely give them a possession of inheritance among their father's brethren.
You should definitely give them an inheritance amongst their father's brothers. You know, but I mean, the men we just read up about Manasseh, they get an inheritance. They split it in five. It's one allotment split in the five because it's five women, but it's one inheritance like all the rest of the men got an inheritance. We don't.
And thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son,
if a man die, he has no son. Speak to the children of Israel. Read.
Then he shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter.
His daughter's inheritance. His inheritance. Now, what if he had no daughters? We don't.
And if he have no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance unto his brethren.
Then his brothers. What if he got no brother?
And if he have no brethren, then he shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren.
His father's. You know what I mean? You know.
And if his father have no brethren, then you shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family.
See that? Lord, he meets out right judgment. Right. Your family gets, because you talk about them receive the inheritance through your family line.
Right.
And it's incredible. It's amazing.
Right.
All right, let's go back to where we left off in Joshua.
Okay. Tom texted 901.
It's 901 already? Give me one more, give me a little bit more.
Okay. This book of Joshua, 17, verse 5. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side Jordan.
You see that's where brother, the warrior brother, his plan was. They get the shares on the west side. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead.
Let me tell you something, man. The Lord, this scripture, people always talk about this. Always so impressive. Scriptures protect woman. If she didn't have a man, she would be under the guide of the priest. Right? So we always family protecting. You know what I mean? She married to a man who's a protector. It protects women. Don't leave your woman out there fitting for herself. This place does. This place, whatever. This place exploits women. This place we in right here exploits, does not protect women. You understand? Teaches a woman to be animal, to go and, selfish and greedy. Everything that looks right in her eyes that's being taught by this serpent. It's right because to be selfish and greedy and not to be a leading man in her mind seems right. To not to have authority over her. You understand? Where the Lord puts that authority in place, he knows what he created in that woman. That's right. Right. So let's go ahead on where we at.
Verse 7.
Go ahead, read on.
This is the book of Joshua, 17, verse 7.
We're going to wrap it up soon.
And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Michmath, that lieth before Shechem. And the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of En Tapua.
And Tapua, go ahead.
Okay.
We want to see what's going on there.
Okay.
You want to see. I think the one the creek what's the first Saul. I think Saul went up into that land when he went to get the witch when he went to consort with him.
Right.
Showed you that land was just nothing but desolate and just demons all up in there, and, it was destroyed. You know what I mean? It was just. Go ahead, read on. Let's listen.
Verse 8. Now Manasseh has the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. Verse 9. And the coast descended unto the river Canaan, southward of the river.
Right.
These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh.
They're among the cities of Manasseh. So they had their inheritance among Manasseh as well.
The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoing of it were at the sea.
Skip down. Skip down a verse.
Okay. Endure that 11.
Huh?
You want endure? That 11.
Yeah, read that.
Okay. Verse 11. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Beth-shean and her town.
So you see Issachar and Asher. Asher who is Asher? Where?
Brazilians?
That's right. So-called native Brazilians. Who is Issachar? Where?
Or Mexican.
Mexican. Well, Colombian Europe is where Brazil falls in. But Brazil. Yeah. So you see how all of them tied together. Manasseh, Ephraim could damn near reach everybody. Because they flowed through Manasseh, and then you got Issachar here, you got Asher here. Read on.
Okay. And Eileen and her town, and the inhabitants of Dor in her town, and the inhabitants of Endor in her town, and the inhabitants of Hanah in her town.
Skip down to where they came. Person there, they came to Joshua about their inheritance. Go ahead, read that. And then we're gonna go.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 17 to verse 14. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people? For as much as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto. Verse 15. And Joshua answered them.
Hold on. What does he say? Look at Joshua said. Read that part again? No snow. Go ahead.
And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot?
Why have you given me but one lot? What are they talking about?
They were talking to Joshua.
Who gave them the lot?
The Lord.
Joshua was just following order. The Lord gave them their inheritance.
Right.
But they go to Joshua and say this.
And one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people.
Seeing I'm a great people.
For as much as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto.
Now, why would they say they're great people? What?
Because of their numbers?
No, not in their numbers was good. They had good numbers. Okay. You see the land Judah got because of the numbers. Remember in the scripture it said, give them a land of course. They're not, Moses said that back in I would find it earlier in the Exodus. It says, according to how big the tribe is, that's how big the land you would allot to the land. But even said, I'm people. because of Joseph, and I got a lot of people. Why did you give me just one lot? Give me more. I want more. What we know about Egypt is drive out the Canaanites. In other words, they want them as slave for slave labor. Right. The way the white man wanted to use Egypt slave labor. White man went and made them slaves to get rich. You know what I mean? We know some more. Give me some more. There's a few more than that's it.
Verse 15. And Joshua answered him, if thou be a great people,
if you be a great people, like you say, read.
Then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites.
Let me see how great you are. On the land of the Perizzites. You said you're great, right? And go on and cut down that wood and deal with them up there. This is what they say.
And of the giants, if Mount Ephraim
It's Mount Ephraim. If Mount Ephraim. If Mount Ephraim
if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee.
If this is too narrow for you, then for sure you can go and show how great you are. Go on and do what you know. What they say. What's their response?
Verse 16. And the children of Joseph said, the hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron.
Hold on, this is what the hill is not enough for us.
And all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron.
And the Canaanites have chariots. Go ahead.
Both they who are of Bethshean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel.
What was going on right here? Somebody said it.
They didn't believe in the Lord.
Yeah, give me more. Right.
They didn't believe they could take the land.
They didn't believe they could take the land. They didn't believe in the Lord. They didn't believe they could take the land. But I want you to give me something. Give me something else. I'm looking for something. They lack something. Remember, Caleb. Caleb asked for it. Give me this. Here, man. They said they got chariots. They said we're great people. And Joshua and Joshua said, yeah, you are great. You're so great, you can go up there and take that crown. We got chariots. Say something, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, and it's stuck in your little cube. Having faith in what the Lord gives you and what you can do with faith in the Lord, knowing that this is right and this is what the Lord wants. When you say we can't do it because of what you look at the things that they possess, then you ain't gonna never do nothing great. You ain't gonna never be. You're gonna be somewhere waiting for somebody else to do it. That's what's gonna happen. But when somebody is bigger, badder than you, that's gonna have to help you come in here and save you and go and do what you should have done. You know.
Verse 17. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim.
He said he's supposed to Joseph, Ephraim, what?
And to Manasseh, saying,
the whole house,
thou art a great people,
So you from Manasseh, Puerto Ricans, and the Cubans, you great people.
And has great power.
And you got power. You might not have the confidence or know that the Lord gives you this, but if you do possess it if you want it.
Thou shalt not have only, thou shalt not have one lot only.
You should not have one lot. Have it all. You should have what your heart desires according to the will of God. But if you don't think you'll never have it. That's the thing. You know.
Verse 18. But the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood.
This is a man who believes. He is the Joshua. What is it? But the mountain shall be mine.
But the mountain shall be thine.
You know.
For it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down.
And this how you know Joshua. Not a judge like you, but not a judge like an average person. Average person like you know, we both eat from Joshua. Right. And we both eat a little bit more land. Joshua said, I'm gonna give you exactly what the Lord wants you to have, but more. You go, to the great people, show me how great you are, and you gotta get more. Obey the Lord and do what you gotta do. Go clear that land out. Hamites on it need to be cleared out. Your land. When your land is still there, you fight the hell out. You know what I mean? With that, we're going to conclude the class. The water for. Oh, we got any questions?
There's just a little bit more on the verse.
Give me some more. We can finish this a little bit more.
And the outgoings of it shall be thine. For thou shalt drive out the Canaanites.
Well, you shall drive out the Canaanites. You're supposed to. This is a man with some confidence and faith. This is a man that understands the will of the Lord. Not that the things they possess. Here's another thing, man. Let me tell you something. All the damn time. You're a warrior. You go to war. You do what you gotta do to survive and to make a name for yourself on this earth. And when you get your possessions, you get what you get passed down to your kids. Your kids ain't got to go. Just, they live off of what you done. Never develop skill on the war in the sport. Yes, they want that. They don't know how you went out and get it. Whatever way you got it, different ways for your kids to live comfortable, which is right. Here's the thing. Your kids don't appreciate because they don't know the warfare. You know the warfare because you had to go through it. I know the warfare. I got to go through it. I know what's out there. I know I want my kids to live right, live good. So I go out there and fight. And then I hand them, luxury or whatever. They don't appreciate that luxury because what? Never been in the fight. So man handing something. They didn't appreciate it. With that, I'm going to pass the class over. The priest officer Yediah. He'll clap it up. Y'all support this truth, of course. Give a donation. Also, there's some tithes donation. Passover coming up. Days are flowing through. People that want to get down with the work in the Passover. We need sisters to get this bread done in the bread department. We can use some more names. And the serving department, of course, I'll go over top of that department. Y'all hit me up. ShaparTheBoss at gmail.com. send me let me know what's happening. You know what I mean? Let's have this. Let's make this Passover something spectacular, man. Let's go above and beyond the call of duty to make everybody, comfortable and this is a memorable occasion. Pass the class on the priest over to you now.
Increase in cash and far, another strong man. That being said, we guys, you came to try to win the rest of 100 for the victory on the manager in the honor. Move for new brother and sister, when new brother and sister come to school, they're all almost for 6 months. They're here to share themselves with the world. They need transportation. People will arrange it. After 6 months, when a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must give permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister record each other. After that 6 month period, the brother or sister will give permission from the head to marry. Tithe is a commandment. You can read about that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. For Ishra, the 10th Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase. The Lord gives you good to the treasury department. Priest funds, people offer for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give, up become a holy convocation will be the Feast of Purim, 14th day, the 15th day of the 12th month, February 3rd, February 25th, and 26th. That's Thursday and Friday. That's next Thursday and Friday. Make sure you come here, you get into your zone, into the Philly school. You know what I mean? And celebrate the Feast of Purim with us. You can read about that in the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 20 to 31. Make sure you check the bulletin board in the hallway. And if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, headband, and scarf. And with that, I admire them to do the same. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Adam Shabbat. Barak.
Yahweh should be our Shabbat.
God Matah. So I'm going to make sisters. Men of Israel, going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Adam Shabbat. Ahmad. Barak.
Yahweh Shema al-Atab, Yahweh Shah.
God Matah. Class dismissed.